night was pitch black, with the only audible sound being the howling of the wind. It was as if darkness had engulfed the entire world. Everything was silent, making the surroundings even more eerie. Suddenly, a high-pitched, bone-chilling scream pierced the stillness. It came from the old mansion on the outskirts of town. The mansion had always been shrouded in mystery. People said it was haunted, and strange things happened there. No one dared to enter, and the local residents avoided it as if it were cursed. However, on this particular night, someone had ventured inside in response to the scream. That someone was a detective who had been hired to unravel a mystery that had been plaguing the town for months. Someone had been breaking into people's homes and stealing valuable possessions. Panic had gripped the town, and the police had been unable to solve the case. That's why the detective had taken it upon himself to find the culprit. The detective ran towards the direction from which the scream had come. He saw a light in the mansion. Someone had to be there. He opened the door and entered. He found himself in a dark corridor. Surrounding him were old furniture, paintings, and sculptures, all covered in dust and worn with age. The detective turned on his flashlight and began to advance. At the end of the corridor, he saw a door. Soft music could be heard coming from behind it. The detective slowly pushed the door open and peered inside. What he saw left him astounded. In the room, a woman sat at a piano. She had long black hair, pale skin, and wore a red dress. She played the piano skillfully and sang with a beautiful voice. The detective couldn't see her face, but he was certain of her beauty. The woman was unaware of the detective's presence. He wanted to approach her, but suddenly he stepped on something on the floor. When he looked down, he saw a lifeless body covered in blood. The body was wrapped in a bag filled with the stolen valuables from the town. In shock, the detective stepped back. The woman at the piano stopped playing and turned to him. Slowly, she faced him, and when the detective saw her face, he froze. The woman was his former lover. But this couldn't be. His lover had died 5 years ago. The detective and his former lover tried to shake off the shock of the moment. The woman before him was his former lover, whom he believed to be dead, but that was impossible. She couldn't have returned from the dead. The woman gave the detective a mysterious smile and continued to play the piano. Her voice was soothing, and the melody filled the room. The detective, still trying to comprehend the situation, took a step forward. However, at that moment, the door closed and locked behind him. He was trapped in the room. The detective quickly looked around the room and saw his former lover's lifeless body lying in front of him. The bag beside the body was filled with the stolen valuables. All the evidence pointed to the woman as the key to the mystery. The woman stopped playing the piano and approached the detective. "Let me tell you a story," she said calmly. "Once upon a time, we were a happy couple living here. But one day, the disappearance of valuable possessions and the strange events in this town came between us. You left to investigate the truth, but I stayed behind. However, something changed, and now I am bound to this piano and this house." The detective was trying to make sense of it all. "But you died," he said in disbelief. The woman smiled and approached him, taking his hand. "Yes, but death has no meaning in this house. This house resurrects the past, unravels secrets, and exposes people's deepest fears. Knowing that you're here has freed me. Now, together, we can solve the mystery of our town." The detective was filled with complex emotions. He had come face to face with his former lover in this strange house. magical house. The detective decided to examine the documents in the bag. The documents contained clues and notes that could help them trace the stolen items and understand the town's mysterious events. However, deciphering this information and finding the answers would take more time. Meanwhile, his former lover returned to the piano and began playing another melody. They believed that this melody held further clues about the town's history and secrets. Together, they embarked on this journey within the mystical house, determined to unveil the mysteries and bring peace to their town. But this bizarre and enigmatic adventure seemed destined to reveal even more secrets.